Welcome to my podcast. I'm the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. You are complicated. Everything seems to have been figured out, except how to live a happy life, guided by wisdom and reason. What does it mean to be a good person? What is love? Who am I before I was told who I am? Why haven't I found myself yet? Why do I have regrets? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, we've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. We grow to fear that we will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if we think for ourselves and question the rules and roles that we've been told define us. Only when wisdom and reason removes this illusion can we live authentically in the world around us and become our real selves. Episode number 32. Why is good, good, and bad, bad? Mark Twain said, "It is easier to deceive a person than to convince him that he has been deceived." Why is fast good and slow bad? Misfortune happens suddenly. Sudden wealth, sudden fame, sudden power. Wealth can be destructive, but not as destructive as sudden wealth. Fame can be destructive, but not as destructive as sudden fame. Power is destructive, but not as destructive as sudden power. Sudden pleasure is more destructive than pain. Why is suicide more prevalent during economic depressions than during world wars? Poverty can be destructive to life, but not as destructive as sudden poverty. Misfortune just happens. Bad luck crashes down on you. Tragedy breaks over you like a rogue wave. Bad news is unusually bad, unexpected, and suddenly appearing. Good news grows to the sun. Good luck requires time and patience. You must feed, protect, and nurture good fortune, like a young offspring or a promising musician. Suddenly, unexpectedly, surprisingly, things fall apart. People break down. Accidents happen. Relationships fail. However, with time and with patience, grass becomes milk. Curiosity becomes wisdom. A stranger becomes a friend. Affection becomes love. An acorn becomes an oak tree. A tree absorbs the rain. An apple becomes a picture of an apple. You are quick to see, but slow to observe. Quick to hear, but slow to listen. Quick to touch, but slow to feel. Quick to eat, but slow to taste. Perception requires what I must call tension of consciousness. And this requires focus. And focus requires time. Why don't we smell roses? Because it takes too much time to smell. Fast food is fast, but it's cooked so quickly and so poorly that it wasn't worth preparing in the first place. You can live so quickly, but so poorly, that your life isn't worth living. Love grows, wisdom grows, respect grows. Happiness doesn't just happen, it grows. Bad things happen suddenly and surprisingly. Good things are nurtured with time and attention and grow. Fast is bad. Slow is good. Why is new good and old bad? New things are better than old things. New ideas are better than old ideas. New people, the young, are better than old people, the aged. Why are wrinkles bad? A new face is better than an old face. The new is synonymous with the best. It is a chief cornerstone of our way of life, a pivotal cultural value, and almost from the moment of birth, we are socialized by our parents and by society to accept this myth without question or pause. However, truthfully, many valued and important things in life, in your life, are improved with age and are perfected by time. No one loves you more than the person that knows you best. And no one knows you better and more deeply than the person that walks with you through the fires of life. Old friends are indeed better than new friends. Ancient ideas are often better than new ideas. Contemporary philosophy is just a footnote to the wisdom of Socrates and his best friend, Plato, and Plato's best student, Aristotle. The ancient wisdom of Siddhartha, Jesus, and Muhammad is by no means obsolete, but is far more compelling today than in their own time. Ancient wisdom of ancient men, living in ancient cultures in ancient times, effectively dictate and govern contemporary life, your life. Is your grandfather, because of his old age, less important to you, his grandson, because of your young age? Is your mother, just because of her age, less valuable to you, her daughter? Age is just a number. Is your daughter more important and more significant than you, her mother, just because her number is smaller than your number? Compared to a grapefruit, you are old. But compared to a mountain, you are just being born. Newness doesn't necessarily make things better, more valuable, or more important. New doesn't mean improved, and old doesn't mean obsolete. Things are not new. People are not old. Ideas are not obsolete. The quality of significance, importance, and value is not a property that can be added to or subtracted from the nature of things, people, and ideas. All persons are significant in the time and in the place where they belong. The horse is a useless form of transportation today, but the automobile would be impractical without it. Old age is a source of suffering, but experience would be unattainable without it. Risk-taking may lead to failure, but success would be impossible without it. An empty mind is dull and ignorant, but wisdom would be unfulfilling without it. The woman gives birth to the child, but the daughter gives birth to the mother. New is bad. Old is good. Why is forward good and backward bad? Close your eyes and picture yourself as you walk into the future. What do you look like? You are imagining yourself walking forward, facing the future with your back to the past. 2,000 years ago, an ancient man or woman would be walking backward, facing the past, with his or her back to the future. Ancient humanity believed that the best way of doing everything is the way it has always been done. If you had a puzzling question about life, death, the stars and planets, the human body, everything, then you would find the right answer, not by studying the ways of the world and reasoning, but simply by asking, what was my father's answer? For if it was good enough for my father, then it's good enough for me. And your father's truth would become your truth. Truth-seeking in the world once was backward-looking. Old knowledge is better than new knowledge. Tradition is more important than progress, just as the past is more important than the future. Backward is good. Forward is bad. Why is tomorrow good and today bad? Truth-seeking in today's world is forward-looking. The future will be better than the present, just as the present is better than the past. Backward is bad. Even the word applied to a person is considered a serious and embarrassing put-down. Progress is one of the chief cornerstones of our way of life and system of values. Progress is the myth of the perfectibility of all things. Change is ubiquitous. All real things, ideas, physical objects, human nature, the tangible and the intangible, the material and the non-material, all change and all evolve. Nothing will be the same tomorrow as it was yesterday, including you. Time brings many changes. Moving forward in time, as everything changes, progress dictates, and we believe that all things become better and more perfect. Humanity, society, and the world are better today than yesterday, and will be better tomorrow than they are today. That's why progress is synonymous with forward, and why forward is synonymous with good. Perfection is identified with forward and with the future. Imperfection is identified with backward and with the past. However, progress may be backward. Sometimes, not always, but often, the past is better than the future. Old ways are better than new ways. Old truths are better than new truths. Old things are better than new things. A hammer and nail are practically worthless, but bury them in a cave for 2,000 years and they become priceless and belong in a museum. Why are the things you most desire such things that you don't already possess or once possessed? Why are your deepest desires such things you look forward to rather than backward to? You hope and pray and long for things and people and events. But why are your dreams never about things that happened in the past, and only about things that will happen in the future? Our unshakable, deeply held, and profound belief in progress drives you unceasingly forward into the future, where a perfect tomorrow is neither more nor less than one moment away. We are stuck in that moment, and we can't get through it. We hurry, we rush, we speed through life as fast as we can. Still, tomorrow is one moment and one heartbeat away. Far away, so close. Like Jesus, always coming, but never arrives. In life, in your life, today is all we know, but all we need to know. Life, what is it but a dream? At the end of the light is just a tunnel. We can remember yesterday, but we can't change it. We can change tomorrow, but we can't remember it. Today is in our power. Today is good. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Thanks for listening to my podcast. I've devoted my professional life to the intersection of sociology and philosophy, where the contemporary problems of life meet the ideas and convictions of the greatest human minds. Join me by subscribing to The Laughing Philosopher as we use reason and wisdom to explore big answers to the most important of all big questions: how to live.